So the WNBA social media is embarrassing. And I mean this, it is embarrassing. And like, you can say all you want where it's like, oh, it's people just looking for things. No, like whoever, and I mean this, whoever is running the WNBA social media page, and this is not saying WNBA in general and everyone is yada, 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 all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, I don't think no one can say anything for sure about that. But I think it is very, very clear that the WNBA admin is a Caitlin Clark hater. Because we've seen all the like Chelsea Gray everything for assists for the assist week, nothing about Caitlin Clark. And their first post about Caitlin Clark, by the way, they got the number wrong in her assists. They said she broke the record with 321 total dimes. No, she had 337. They just got the number wrong. Like, they literally got the number wrong. And then, you want to know what they picked for number one? So number one has been vanished. So you can see here, number two spot, and in fairness, this is a great assist. Still, the best assist of the season. Everybody knows. Like, you're looking at some of these passes where it's like they're fine. They are fine passes. Like, Diana Taurasi with a steal through the ball. Like, again, these are good passes. These are very, very solid passes. And, like, the worst part is that this isn't even Caitlin Clark's best pass of the season. Like, that is fair enough, number 8. But, like, this pass from Kelsey Mitchell, the number 10, apparently number 10, this was first of all, that pass from Caitlin Clark is the best pass she threw all year. And then Kelsey Mitchell's pass, this is the number 1. Everybody knew it was number 1. And then they announce it, they make sure to announce it at 10. That's number 1 pass of the season. But, you see here it's number 2. Do you want to know what they had for number 1? Let's take a look at this clip again. Let's take a look at this clip. Obviously, you guys can read. You guys can read there. So I'm going to go full screen. I'm going to go full screen on this. Take away my camera. And we're going to watch this clip right now. We are going to watch it. Number 1, your assist week. Chelsea Gray with an absolute behind the back straight to Aja Wilson for the bucket. So, Chelsea Gray gets the ball. We can see Aja Wilson running, and we can see what I think is that Candace Parker trailing the floor. And, you know, notable Fever player Victoria Vivians at the halfway line. And great pass. I mean that. Great pass by Chelsea Gray. But I'm pretty sure that's Candace Parker. That's definitely Victoria Vivians. Like, this is definitely Vivians. This might be Candace Parker. I don't know if it's Candace Parker or Kia Nurse. I just want to check the numbers. What number did Candace Parker wear for the Aces? She wore number 3. That is Candace Parker. That is, in fact, Candace Parker trailing the play. Like, we are out here watching them give assist of the year because they wanted it so bad to be against the Fever. They gave assist of the year to a play from last year. And it's not like seasons go. That is very clearly Candace Parker on the floor. Like one of the greatest players of all time who retired is on the floor. The pass zips past Victoria Vivians, who plays for the Storm. What are we doing? What are we doing? And this is real. The countdown for assist week. The number 1 is from the 2023 season. Candace Parker. Candace Parker is on the floor. Like, what are we doing? Like, anyone being like, oh, you're just looking for something to complain about. They wanted it so bad to be against the Fever that they went back to last season. They went back to last season to make the show the pass. The reality is that Chelsea Gray, by the way, is an unbelievable passer. And I mean this. Chelsea Gray, as far as high degree of difficulty passes, is crazy. Like, there are a lot of needless passes that she throws. And in fairness to her, like, that is not a needless pass. She got Vivian's out of the way. Like, that is a superb pass. If the pass was this season, I'll be like, you know what? I'll put my hand up. Like, that pass would be 1A, 1B. The Kelsey Plum pass, nowhere near as good as the Caitlin Clark full court bounce pass into the Kelsey Mitchell behind the back. That was the play of this season. If this play was actually this season, I'll put my hand up and say, okay, maybe. But this is point guard Chelsea Gray, pre-injuries when she was still the point guard and not a player that struggled moving. Like Chelsea Gray 2024, they're not the same player. Like Chelsea Gray isn't even remotely close to being the same player she was last year. And again, this is why people call Chelsea Gray the point guard. But there's only one point guard right now, and she wears 22 and plays in Indiana. And we're literally watching a clip that a WNBA admin, an actual social media admin, they wanted it so bad to be against the Fever that they put in a clip where Candace Parker is on the floor. Like, oh my God. And like they really followed it up with a wrong Caitlin stat. Good work with the quick screen record. Their social media team must be fighting amongst themselves right now. This is hilarious. Very glad they did this list. It exposes everything about them. Yeah. Whoever is making these decisions, like we saw it with the what was it? Let's see, post engagements. So they want to be petty and try to find a clip involving the Fever and ended up posting one from last year. Whoever running this account needs to be fired. I mean, I'm not going to suggest anyone lose their job, as in because for financial reasons, but I wouldn't mind them being moved to a different section of social media where they no longer have control of this crap because this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. They're agenda merchants and it clouds their judgment. I agree. And that's what we have to realize. This is not like some sort of tinfoil hat conspiracy theory about the WNBA social media. Caitlin Clark, she's had her name spelled wrong multiple times. They will spell her name wrong regularly. They will get the wrong records for her. They will, again, make sure it's against the Fever now. They make sure there's a clip against the Fever. So they have one where Candace Parker is on the floor. And yeah, like, I don't know. It's just embarrassing kind of at this stage. Like, it is absolutely embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And it's like imagine if the NBA admin was like hardcore, was like freaking Kendrick Perkins type player or person, or they didn't like Kevin Durant, but instead of not liking Kevin Durant, they were like, anytime Kevin Durant dropped like 35 points, they would be like, oh, what a game from Devin Booker, 22 points, or some crap like that. And then if Kevin Durant hit a game where it's like, you know what, game winner of the year, I don't know. You can't even say it like, you can't even try to make any reasonable, logical argument for another sport because there's never been a sport where the actual league itself, well, and I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not saying it is everybody, it is a small percentage of people. And just like it is like the trolls are a small percentage of people watch WNBA, the people that despise Caitlin Clark are a small percentage. The problem is that small percentage are actually somehow in positions. Like, they are being pushed by the WNBA on with their own like special WNBA podcast. They're being pushed by the WNBA in a lot of different ways. And these are the people being promoted on the official WNBA social media. The problem is that in the land of, oh, it's a very small amount of people, the problem is that small amount of people are actually in the positions to be the media. And ironically enough, it's the reason why the likes of myself have done so well, because the WNBA media has done everything they can to basically tell people that what they're seeing with their eyes is incorrect. And that's just the truth about it. They're basically telling people that what they're seeing with their eyes is incorrect. And then, unfortunately, they'll go to other places where people will be able to, like, you know, actually talk about the sport of basketball and not try to make sure to have the narrative of, you know, the best assist was actually against Caitlin Clark, when the reality is that, you know, Caitlin Clark at this stage was still working out and practicing before her senior year in Iowa. Embarrassing.